on the thumbnail, right?
Live.
Huh?
Live.
Live, right, okay. Okay, how are we doing? Have I got a thumbs up?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're live.
Not live written on the recording, you actually mean that we're streaming live now. Yeah. Right, there you go. Oh, so this is recorded. It will be on YouTube later. There's a thumbnail that says it's Pilates, and it'll probably say something like the one with rollers, or the one where Helen's lost her hearing. Anyway, I hope you're all well and you've had a lovely weekend. What I'd like to do is still focus on our theme, which is around balance. We will be using the roller, but not for everything. And we will have a look at, today I'd like to do a bit of targeting around the hip and pelvis, but also around shoulder power as well today. Okay, so without further ado, let's get ready. Let's just for a moment, just give yourself that time to set up your posture, feet in line with knees, outside edges of your feet in parallel, knees just a little bit off lock, not bent, just a little bit off lock, which allows us to, coffee, watch, spill, pat, which allows us to tuck under a little bit, so a little bit of a posterior tilt of the bottom. So we've got tension on the front of the body. So rather than just like dropping it all into the back, we've got a little tuck under, and as soon as we tuck under, we brace the trunk. We think about lifting up through the chest, pulling the shoulder blades together, lengthening your arms and fingertips, drawing your chin backwards and lengthening through the crown of the head. So we're long and we're set. So think soldier, nice and strong in position. Okay, so with that, just make sure your feet is equal and balanced. So we're not in our heels with loose toes. We're not in our toes and gripping for dear life. We're centered and our weight is equal on both right and left. Okay, now with your left leg, you're going to take a step backwards, not too far. Hips remain square on. We're going to rise up, lift the pelvic floor, lower down, heels land at the same time. What's useful, if you put hand on front, hand on back, as you rise up, think about the lift of the pelvic floor. As you lower down, try and get the heels to land simultaneously. That's the challenge. So think pelvic floor engage, pelvic floor just drop down a little. So we're pulling up, 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 down, down, down. And really focus on the heels landing at the same time. So what I don't want is a ba-boom. So it's tiny, it's minuscule, but it's really important because that will tell me your alignment. It will really focus where your spine is in neutral and it's firing up, significantly firing up the pelvic floor. Okay, well done. Other side. So it's like a staggered stance when you start there. Sorry, guys. We think to lift, and as you lower, boom. The heels have to land at the same time. This is great control through the ankle. Think about how many feet are in the bones. How many bones are in your feet? Whoop. Compensatory step there. So bracing through your center. What's quite nice as well is leaving your hands there and have a real feel for that lift and that lower with the pelvic floor. So it's important. So it may feel a bit subtle as part of our warm-up, but it really will make sense because remember this quarter is around really focusing on our balance. Okay, well done. Just shake off your legs for a second. Take your feet wider, and I want you firstly just drop your hips side to side. So that's fine, yeah? So again, I'm just going to come on the side for you. So I'm going to think about my posture. So tuck under, brace through the center, and then side to side. Hips go side to side. Now watch, here's the change. I'm going to start to flex at my hips, keeping my shoulder blades drawn together, and I'm still rocking side to side. And what I'm hoping for is that now I'm at a point where I'm 90 degrees. So I've created a tabletop with my back and shoulders. Now, interestingly enough, I can really feel that in my hips or the top of my thigh bones. Okay, from here, knees bend, roll up to the top. Let's do that again. So this time, feet go a little bit wider. Think about tucking under. Think about tension on through your center. And then at the hips, we fold. Fold, fold, fold. Eye gaze towards the floor. Okay, and same again, hip side to side, side to side. So we're creating a stillness through the back and enjoying a bit of a release here in the thighs. Lovely, side to side. Good job. Knees bend, roll up to the top of the movement. Roll your shoulders. Lovely. It's kind of interesting, wasn't it? Because it really does sort of open up through the back of the hip. Take your roller. Hold the edges of the long roller. Lovely. We're coming up to shoulder height, up towards the ceiling, back to shoulder height, and then down. Okay. Bring your feet together so the inside arches of your feet are touching. Brace through your center. Only go into a lovely straight line. So you're tucked in your center. Pull in at your center. Bottom tucked under. So we're not letting it all go. There's a natural pull in. Okay, and this is going to wake up our shoulders for us. So we really need to think about pulling in through the center. Tuck it under. So, and that bit's important because this is maintaining neutral alignment. So everything is far in its optimal positioning. And then we start to take it beyond range. So to the sky, further back. Now, when I say optimal range, we go neutral and then really work on sending your arms backwards without popping through the chest. Okay, lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, hopefully that's not too crunchy. Okay, and last time, up, 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 up. Brace, 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 center. Okay, let's have a look at our shoulder blades. Similar thing. Send your arms out wide. Bring your feet perfectly together. Thighs, knees, calves, ankles touching. Your roller is at shoulder height. Draw the shoulder to your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Send the roller forward. So it's a squeezing of the shoulder blades. Your pelvis is tucked under. Your pelvic floor is lifted. Your belly is drawn into your backbone. Each time you bend your elbows, you are squeezing your shoulder blades together. Squeeze them together. Okay, so there's a squeeze. Lovely. Squeeze. This bit's important. Squeeze your shoulder blades, pull in through your center. Don't let the center bit go. Well done, and release. Okay, right, so it's going to change towards the sky. Lovely. I like this one. I want you to apply a little bit of pressure, so squeeze your hands together as you perform this movement. So rather than just loosely hold, apply a little pressure into the roller, see how that feels. And then as you do that, still think about what's going on with your center. Okay, lovely. So we're using the roller now for a little bit of balance. So what I want is the left leg on the outside. It's the right leg we're going to move. The roller is on the right side. Okay, so up and swing. Up, swing. Can you see that? So I'm actually allowing the leg to drift outwards. So that's external hip rotation. Let it swing. So what I really want here is an opening up into the back of the hip. So this joint here into your lower pelvis, that's a semi-movable joint. It's a joint that doesn't move much, but we need to get it moving more. Now go a little higher and pause. Higher and pause. Well done, last time. And then release. That's interesting, isn't it? Left side, left hand, left leg's moving, right leg static. So forward swing, take it back. So a little cock in of the leg. Okay. Lovely. Now from here, there's a little pause. Well done. Oh. So again, what you should be feeling is into the sacroiliac joint, but into the glutes. So the stuff going on around the bottom. Well done. Bit of a challenge, right? Remember what I said, it's all about the balance. Brilliant. Release. Let's stretch out the back. So if you came to me and there was back or pelvis pain, there would be an exercise that I would do with you, what we'd say like a passive stretch. So if you just watch for a second, what I want you to do is to really push your hip out to one side. So if you can see, can we have a, I know you, right, keep going, Pudge. Just for the record, can we move the email red banner upwards in the future? I keep meaning to say that. Right, what I want is the right hip to go out as far as you can. Keep going, keep pushing it out to the side and then relax your left arm. Keep pushing it out to the right side. What would normally happen if you were training with me, I'd be on your right side and I'd be pushing your hip back. So I'll be like nudging into your hip and your right hip is pushing out to me and your left arm's dangling. So there's like a whole sort of kinetic chain we're trying to release off here. Well done. Switch sides. Weird stuff this girl's on today. Okay, when you're ready, push out to the left, 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 left. And then when you're ready, release the right arm. Keep pushing out to the left, keep pushing, pushing, pushing. New sensations. And then release. Okay, what I'd like you to do is cuppy down. I don't know if you cuppy. Do you cuppy? That's what my mum used to make us do when we were peeing in the woods. Okay, stay there for a moment. Bring your knees together and then wide. This feels a bit weird. Have you ever seen the Hawaiians do this? You right there, Annie? It's tough, isn't it? Okay, and then from there, let's work on straightening up your legs. Eye gaze towards the floor and just shake off your knees. That was a bit of a shock, wasn't it? Okay, let's go again. So cuppy down, whatever that looks like. So you're dropping down towards the floor. We used to teach this in Pilates 1. So just working on the whole foot, moving around your floor, knees opening and closing, pushing your knees outwards. These are just hip openers. Bit of a weird one, right guys? Okay, when you're ready, straighten off your legs, use the roller for some support. Drop your elbows towards the ground, keep your hands on the top of the roller. Try and get your elbows to come closer together. And enjoy how that feels in your shoulders. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, come down to the floor. We're going to kneel. Okay, so baptism of fire this morning. What I'd like you to do, if you can, take the roller behind you. Okay, and then leave the front of your ankles on the roller and sit back. What you get here is a quad stretch. You've reduced the range of movement more than you normally would. If you want to have a play with this, please do. Feet together, knees wide maybe, see how that feels, but try and work on sitting back. Okay, and when I say sit back, I need you to lean back. Okay, and when you lean back, I want you to actively tuck your butt cheeks under. So you'll feel an even stronger stretch through the quadricep. Okay, lovely. And then I want you to bring your hands up the side seams of your body and overhead and hold that. So we hold that. So it's quite a strong position, right? So you've got this tuck in under, arms are drifting up your body. Okay, and then release. Okay, we're not going to be here long. Come down into a 4-point kneeling position. So let's circle with your wrists. Leave your feet where they are. They have no job right now. You need to circle in one direction and then switch back 360 degrees. It's really important that you get a full range through your wrists. You keep going. I was working on some tricep dips yesterday, and it wasn't the back of the arms that could cope, it was my wrists. So my shoulders and the back of my arms could cope with the dip. My wrists in extension really struggled. So I'd like us to do a bit of work around that, because remember, everything I do ends up being translated into a class for us. What I'd like us to do now, so there's going to be no weight, okay? No weight. I literally want you to go sit back, bottoms on heels, ankles are still on the top of the roller. Go from a flat hand to a strong fist. Can you see that? So flat hand, strong fist. Now, I find this quite interesting because I think there's this fear caption. Oh my God, what am I doing up on my knuckles? What if just for a stretch, you put the whole of the back of the hand down? Can you see that? So just allow for a little stretch out here. What does it look like with the elbow? Could you straighten the arm? Does it feel nice? Does it give you that sense of, oh, or are you like more of a, ooh? I'm just suddenly conscious of hand movement. Okay. How are the ankles? Are you okay? Right. Here we go. So the wrists are strong. We're in tabletop position. You are going to walk that roller a little bit backwards, so your toes are under your toes are doing the work, and you're going to push up on that roller. So knees float off the ground for 4, 3, 2, and release. Now, if this is too much on your toes, use the front of your foot for support. I don't mind. And it's a 4 count, so reset yourself, get yourself into position, use your breathing, using everything you know. Lift for 4, 3, 2, and lower. Well done. Relax your feet each time. Let's go again. 4, 3, 2, and lower. Well done. One more time. Again, choosing your weapons, whether you're on the under your toes or you're on top of your foot. I don't mind. 4, 3, 2, and release. Good job. Okay, take the roller out of play. Sit back for a moment. Can I just have a quick thumbs up that you're okay and we're warm? Good, 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 good. Okay. Because on Friday they all went, oh, that was an interesting class. Okay, my darlings, we are taking ourselves to the back of the mat. We're going to engage the core muscles. So go as far as you can backwards as your starting position. Then you start to roll the roller forward, and it's your forearms that I'm looking for. So I will start, if you just watch for a second and then have a play when you roll this yourself. Now watch, I'm rolling out and I'm trying to reach forward, but there's a point where my bum stays over my ankles because that's safe. And now I'm going to roll forward as far as I can and pull back. Okay, so what will happen is there will be a point of fear. Breathe out as you come back in. And there's a point when you you might not trust your own capability. So there is a point where you kind of go flat. Ugh! That's intense into your back. We don't want to do that. So if you start and then the next time you go a little bit deeper and the next time you go deeper still, that's fine. What if you super slowed it down? That's it. Nice and slow. And when we do it slow, we have to really rely on all that core power. Without a roller, we can just hold the position. You might just want to hold the position and then release out. Well done, team. Toes together, knees wide. Put your hands on top of the roller. Stretch the roller as far forward as you can whilst keeping your bum on your heels. And stretch. Now hopefully your stretches are right the way through your spine. If you want to slowly and add in a little rotation around the armpits and ribs, yeah, can. Just enjoy how that feels through the shoulder, through the chest. Well done. And then release. Lovely. Oh, you're all bloody lovely. Right, so I'm going to turn the roller on the side because I'm going to sit on it. Wide position. Now, so far we've done quite a bit of compression around your middle. You've been engaging your core quite a lot. So don't be surprised if you get a bit of wind. Just saying. Right. Okay, so once you've got yourself into position, which am I on? I'm on that camera, aren't I? Right. We worked on this recently. Forget about your lower body. All I can see off screen on the Zoom is little waggy tails. Lovely. So when you sit on the roller, it's the top of your thighs and bottom that's on the roller. Forget about your legs. And what I mean is there is a tendency to use your legs as we rotate. So we're going to forget particularly the thighs. Forget about it. Okay, so just keep it simple to start with. I just want you to go through just a little rotation. So it's more of a glance over your shoulders as you become familiar with turning off your waistband down. Okay, what if you apply pressure? So as you rotate to the left, you put right hand pressure on the right knee and just gently press away. How does that feel in your back? Hopefully that feels nice, but add in that pressure. So apply a lovely strong arm, right hand to right inside knee to push yourself away. So once again, we're just getting some release off the spine. Well done. Okay, and roll. Okay, bend your knees for a second and I just want you to release the pelvic floor. So this is a conversation that comes up frequently. So we're so good at holding our pelvic floor, we've got to learn to relax the pelvic floor too. So just rolling from your coccyx forward and backwards here. This is a nice thing to just release off fascia because sometimes we just get too tense and develop high tone. And when we've got high tone, which is that just nothing relaxes and moves, everything just goes strong. When we release this off a bit by doing some fascia work and actively turning off your pelvic floor, this will help us manage things like incontinence, because sometimes it's the high tone of the pelvic floor that will affect bladder movement. Well done, and release. Okay, we're coming back now to our rotations. So arms wide, so we're going to rotate and we're coming into flex and soar. So it's a rotation first, flex, reach towards the opposite toe, rise up, rotate. So this has always been an old favourite of mine. I like to do this movement when I'm on a riser, a block or a roller, because it helps me to release and stretch off my lower back. If you find this is too uncomfortable, try it on the floor or do both as a comparison, and you'll find which one that suits you, sir. Lovely. Think about the arm up the back as well. So if you turn your palm and then really push your hand up your back, you'll get a stronger release. It's more powerful internal, so you got internal shoulder rotation there, and that's really powerful stuff. Well done, last time. Good job. Okay, lovelies, you're doing really, really well today. So from here, we're gonna move around. Your roller is lengthways through your mat. Sit at one end and then swiftly roll yourself down. Tuck away any bubbles or hair that might get in the way. It's the middle of the back of the skull. The chin is drawn down towards your chest. Your shoulder blades are just gently nipping the outside edges of the roller. Okay, knees bent, feet wide to start with, palms up, and let your forearms touch the floor. So your forearms to your fingertips are on the floor, and just for a second, relax. And when I say that, what you might feel is like all your back muscles and bottom might have been a bit tight. So just, and that's literally that fear caption. So Pat's off camera. What was I talking to you about fear today? What was I saying about fear? Was it lunging? Okay, I'll cut. So fear, so balance and fear are a really big part of the aging process, and our fear captions are way stronger than the actual thing that we're about to do. We just get scared. It's natural, however, it doesn't have to be this way. Now what I want you to do is take your arms into a circle above you as if you're holding a ball in your arms. Your feet are wide, and I just want you to keep the ball still, but just roll side to side a little. So what you're getting at here is a little bit of massage, particularly between the shoulder blades. So you've got this lovely circle shape. If you find you're comfy with that, you might want to make the ball smaller or more of a bear hug. So when you go side to side, you're getting into what we call the rhomboids. And there might be a little sweet spot there that you just want to hang and apply pressure on your right side. And it doesn't have to be equal rolls. It just might be that little knot there, and we're underneath your shoulder blades. So this is such a lovely feeling. Nice. Okay, so what if we drew the knees towards the chest and use the hands for a bit of stability? Okay, now what I want you to do here is to just move side to side, but you'll find that it's harder, but the pressure is just on your sacroiliac joint. So just move side to side for a second, see how that feels, and then pop your feet down. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so let's work on arms today. What I'd like us to do, so if you could just glance at me for a second, we do this with legs and arms, so work on toy soldier. But we're going to do this really slow because I want to get into the muscles underneath your shoulder blades. Okay, and if you close your eyes, really think how this feels. Is there balance? Does your right side feel the same as your left side? What if you just hang in that position? So I really want you to see this as a massage around the rotator cuff of your shoulders. I know for me, one side feels way different than the other. Really take your time with it, guys. Okay, leave one arm low, one arm high, and then circle out to the sides. Oh, hello. Now we go back up and over across the ceiling. So 2 soldiers, 1, 2, and then a big fat circle, nice and low. Don't worry about foot positioning. Okay, here we go again. 1 overhead, 2 overhead, circle, nice and wide and low. Good. Let's continue this. 1, 2, circle, wide and low. And again, 1. Doesn't this feel nice? 2. Do you feel like you've dropped and that your chest is more open? Bring your hands up towards the ceiling. Take your hands out to 3 and 9 o'clock and relax your hands, or hands towards the floor. If you can touch the floor, great. If not, don't worry. Just stay here for a second. Again, it's creating that freedom around your rib cage. Okay. Release your arms, put your hands near to the floor. We're coming up again. 1, 2, and now into tabletop. Okay, so we're going to stay through the midline because our balance is already massively challenged here. So we're going to stay with single leg stretch. Right knee extends, but just float it out there. I've really travelled. Okay, so go nice and low and then pull in. Good. And then switch sides. I'm just going to move up the studio for a second. I fell off the roller. I just forget how long my legs are. Okay, so single leg stretch. Think about the breathing out is as you come in. Go low, so really try and get your toe towards the skirted board. Take your time with this. Use your hands for balance. And as you become more comfortable with the movement, maybe your fingertips only, maybe literally 1 fingertip. So all of it is working through the pelvis. We're really focusing on core here. Lovely. You have 8 more to go. Use your breath. Don't rush it. And once you've finished your 8, so we're nowhere near ready to finish. Think about your breath. When you've finished your 8, put your feet down on the mat. Give yourself a moment. And then gracefully or disgracefully dismount. Whew. Give yourself a moment. Put the roller underneath your thighs just for a second. Just give yourself a moment. Okay. Right. They literally are moments, aren't they? Okay, so don't worry about where you place your feet. Feet are going up onto the top of the roller. We are going to work on some bridges, okay? So again, challenging balance, where your feet are on the roller is all part of your body is freaking out. Your central nervous system is working really hard. So there's more effort to do all of this when you throw in a piece of equipment that will destabilize movement or question your balance. So when you're ready, think about curling under your tail and pushing up into a bridge. Once you've got that, we lay the spine down. Now straight away, you'll notice, hello hamstrings. You'll notice that the back of the thighs are having to work. And that is all to do with where your heels are. I'm really sorry about this, guys, because I can see a few of you leaping. Soz. And then also, from a pelvis and back pain point of view, when you roll up, how does it feel? Do you need to squeeze your glutes tighter to help really work through the movement? Do you feel there's flow and flexibility as you lift your spine in sequence and lay down your spine in sequence? You're really familiar with this movement now. So you've done it for years, and it does affect director spinae, so the muscles just above your bum cheeks, below your waistband. So it's kind of an interesting one, really important for mobility. And that bloody aging process malarkey, we can, like the shape of our pelvis will just change a little bit as arthritis can occur in our aging body, so our range of movement changes. But this one is one of my favorites. Okay, come to the top of the movement. Make sure before you start it, your roller is close to your bottom. Come to the top of the movement, and then I just want you to flex your feet and roll out and in. It will be an inch or two. Roll out and in and out and in, and 4 and 3, out, 2, and release. Hello, hamstring. It's like, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Okay. Feet wide, feet on top of your roller. Just take both feet, both knees to your right side and up left side and up. Good job. So that should feel slightly different too, because your feet are in a different starting position, slightly higher, so enabling you to drop your knees a little lower. So the stretch might feel different here. Okay, and release. Whew. Okay, so we're good. Just checking. Good, lovely. A conversation I had with Pat this morning when we were talking about balance, and that was transitioning on hands and elbows. Me, because I know I've struggled with a shoulder injury for 18 months. I want us to have a look at transitioning movements. So what I mean is, so if you just watch, I'm 4-point kneeling, left hand slides to the middle, right hand to the sky. Hands together, hands apart, right hand in the middle, left arm to the sky. Okay, so we'll start here. I need to bring this back because I think unconsciously, I have avoided a lot of movements because of my own shoulder injury. And then I've just been doing some thinking and working around. It's that transitioning that so many of us struggle with. And treat the body equally. So treat your right like your left like your right. So don't be afraid to try and find that balance. So this shouldn't feel too challenging in terms of weight, power. The challenge is more around really equal repetition, right side to left side. Can I ask you to do the relaxation? Can I ask you to do the relaxation in a bit? Huh? Okay. Well done, lovely people. Okay, and then release. Good. Okay, so we've done quite a bit of movement there through shoulders. What does it look like if we just kept the shoulders still and dropped the hip to one side and brought it back up again? So what I'd like is 8 on one side. Adapt, pop your hip on a cushion if you need to. Lovely. And then once you finish, we switch sides. Now, as we come towards the end of the session, what I'd like us to do is some, I know you're still going, planks and down dogs, coach, and then stretch, relax. Well done. If you can hear me, Pudge, can you put Pat's mic on a second? Sit back, bum into heels, child's pose for a second. Thank you. Lovely. Plank to down dog for a moment. That's it, so just work through your plank into your downward dog. Thank you. Thanks, Roger. So take your time. So when you come into plank, try not to dip at the hips. So really strong spine, holding those muscles in the core to keep those, stop those hips from dropping down. Really push through those shoulders. Strong shoulders. Lovely. Are you all right, Barbara? That's it. And then come onto your heels, knees, push back into child's pose. Really wide knees. Sit right back. Stretch right through the hips. Push the bottom away by using the hands. Really push your body away. So you've got a big stretch from the hands right to the coccyx. Just moving side to side through the hips, through the shoulders, lovely, through the armpits. And then just press one armpit down towards the floor. And then the other. Fantastic. And then just make yourselves comfy wherever you want to be. So you can go on your sofa, pop a hoodie on or something. Just lie down or sit, whatever you prefer. And I just want you to make yourselves really comfy. And just settle into that position. Take a long deep breath in through your nose and out through the mouth. And let your body relax. Just give it up. Give up all that tension through the head, the neck, the shoulders, through the back, the belly and the bottom. And just adjust your feet. You might want to take them a bit wider and just allow the toes to relax out to each side of the room. And take another deep breath in through the nose and all the way out through the mouth. Slow your breath and just begin by shifting your attention to the noises that you might hear. They might be in the distance, and they might be quite close to you. Just notice, observe
and let them go. And then come back to your breathing. So it's okay for things to be going on around you. You just don't want them to take over your thoughts and your relaxation. You might need to have a wiggle just to readjust your body. And then bring your attention always back to your breath. Up through the nose and out through the lungs, out through the mouth. And just feel your body relaxing, dissolving almost. Just paying attention to the legs, the thighs, the kneecaps, the calves and the feet, the ankles, resting and relaxing. Breathe into and out of the legs. Feel the tension go away. And then bring your attention back to your breath. Feel that rise and fall of the breath. Into the ribs and out. Or into the belly. Whatever is good for you today. And then take your attention to your pelvis and your lower back. Just soften and release. Maybe move in, shifting side to side if you need to. And think about those muscles that surround your torso, your hips. Think about your temperature. How does your body feel today? And feel that tension rolling off your shoulders as you imagine that flow of breath into your hands and fingertips. And then let your intention expand to fill your entire body. Just bringing your awareness to the top of your head, all the way down to your toes. Feeling that gentle rhythm of your breath now, as it moves through your body. Taking a longer breath in and a long breath out. And just take your time as we start to bring some movement to our toes, into our fingers. Maybe just gently moving the head as if you were looking to the left and the right, but slowly, carefully, just waking your body up gently. And bring one heel in towards your bottom and then the other. Just bringing your awareness back to the present moment. And maybe just dropping the hips from one side, the knees from one side to the other. And take your time. And then just rolling over to one side. And resting there just for a moment. And wakening your body up. And then just pushing up to a seated position. Just taking some slow breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Opening your eyes, pop your hands behind you, just press gently, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chin, get some more breath into your lungs. Settle, make a little circle with your hands and give yourself a little round of applause. Well done, lovely people. You're done.
Sorry about that, guys.
Little tag team there.
Coughing. I can't hear them. Can you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
them?
They're just coming on now. Yeah. You got them?